Hi, quilt peeps. It's Tish from Cotton Candy Quilts in lovely scenic Gaston, Indiana, and I am here with Harmony Block 5. This represents the very last of the blocks that go around the center medallion in our quilt. And I have to say it's the easiest one by far. Do you see that there's not very many pieces to this one? Pretty cool, huh? But there is a new challenge, and that is directional quarter square triangles. These are really actually pretty easy. I'm going to show you how step by step at the end, and you're not going to have a bunch of little triangles to deal with. And it's just super easy. And one other thing about this block, there are no directional fabrics. Oh my gosh! This will make it fast and easy. So if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's get started on this. All right, this is going to be the easiest one yet. So here's my strips. These are for the 4 patches that we're going to do strip pieced. And you know how to do that already. These are the pretty center pieces. Can you believe that it's not pieced and there's just 4? Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. And then these pieces are for your new skill, which is directional quarter square triangles. So let's start with the strip piece 4 patches. We'll do that first, and then come back here and we'll go through how to do directional quarter square triangles step by step. Okay, I wanted to talk a little bit about why we're getting ready to do what we're getting ready to do. If you notice, this is the finished block, and if I would turn this, you can see that this purple is on the right hand side every time I move it. Now if we would make our quarter square triangles the way we did in an earlier block, we would have a set on the right and a set on the left. So this one and this one would be on the right, this one and this one would be on the left, and it wouldn't spin like it's supposed to. But we can make it do it with just a really cool little technique. So let me show you how to do this. The first thing that I want to do is to take one of the green squares. If you've gotten the directions, let me see if I can find one that's not so wrinkly. If you've gotten the directions that I email because you're part of our block of the month, you know that I gave you a different measurement for the pieces for these blocks. And this is why. We're going to make them all at once so that we don't have all those teeny weeny triangles to try to get in the right direction. So the first thing I'm going to do is to take a green triangle, again, excuse the wiggle there, and I am going to draw a line from corner to corner. Now it's really important that we're doing this on the green triangles. It does not work if you're doing it on the purple, the green squares. It does not work. It does not work if we're doing it on the purple squares. Gonna see my hand there for a minute. Okay. So now that I have a line drawn, it goes corner to corner in each direction, I am going to draw another line. So I'm going to put my ruler on the 1/4 inch mark on the line on the right hand side. So the edge of the ruler is on the right hand side. This is really important too, because if you put it on the left hand side, it will not be in the correct direction. Now I'm going to draw a line from the outside of the block to the center line. Let me tip that up so that you can see it. See the line going from the outside to the center line? Now I'm going to turn the block a 1/4 turn, and on the next line I'm going to draw from the center line to the edge of the block, just like before. I'm going to turn the block again. Draw a line again. One more time. So now I've drawn a line from the outside of the block to the center 4 times to make a funky little pinwheel. Let me tip this up so that you can see. Isn't that cool? Now I'm going to pair it with a purple one. And then you're going to come with me over to the sewing machine as I show you how to sew this. This is a really cool little trick. Okay, so what I'm going to do is sew on those second lines that we drew. Try to get my hand out of the way here in a second. And I am actually, just like we talked about last time, I am going to go on the inside of that line more toward the seam allowance, which is the center line. My stitching is still going to touch the line, but it's just going to be a hair off, and that will give fold room. So I am sewing down to the center, right at the end of the mark that I made. I am not back stitching. I'm lifting up. I'm moving over to the other side. And again, I want to be more toward the seam right here. And I am sewing down that way to the end. Pretty cool so far, huh? Then I'm going to take it out and move over to the other direction. I'm going to do the exact same thing. So, outside of the block, get my threads out of the way there, outside of the block into the center, move over to the other side, and then I'm going to sew to the edge of the block again. Now I have all of the seams and no bias edges. So let's go over and cut this. I'm just taking off my threads there. Let's go over there and cut it, and I will show you how this works. Okay, so now I'm going to cut on the lines that we drew in the first place that go from corner to corner, not the ones that you just sewed on, but the ones that you drew first. So corner to corner in each direction, and you notice I am not moving my block, I am moving my body. Now, when I open this, look at that. Look at that. All of these, the purple is going to be on the right hand side. Every single one of them I pick up, which means that our pretty little star is going to float in the right direction. So let me press these and then I'll show you the next step. Okay, so now I am taking one of the Purple Pop Floral squares, and we're going to cut it in half corner to corner just as she says. Now this time we will be working with bias, but we didn't work with bias last time, which was wonderful. Now I just want to show you, I'm going to pair one of these with one of our quarters, and if they aren't the same size, because we are working with bias and one of them does have a seam, you can see we're kind of wacky there. You want to make sure that the bottom is even and that the point is at the point. But don't worry about this edge or this edge here, because these are a little bit oversized and we're going to cut them down after. So let me sew this and press this, and I'll be right back to show you the cut down. Okay, here we are, and we're getting ready to cut down those pieces. You can already see that our quarter square extends a little farther than our half square that we just cut. The sizes are a little bit bigger, but I would have had to have you cut to 1/8 to get it correct. Who wants to do that? So I am going to use my Tucker trimmer, and I am going to line up the bullseye, because you can tell that there's space all the way around this square. So I am lining up the bullseye right in the center, and these lines on this line and on this line. I'm going to cut up and over. I am in a funny position. Did you notice that I didn't move my ruler until I was sure that I'd cut all the way through? That's kind of important. Keeps you from getting strange stuff. Now I'm going to turn it 180 degrees. So this quarter square that was up here is now down here. I'm going to drop it right in the right size box. And at this point, you're going to line up the lines in the center again, but when you do, you will notice that the outside lines are right at the right size too. Then I'm going to trim. And there is a perfect little 3/4 quarter square triangle. And that purple is on the right hand side. So we're going to make 16 of those, and since I did a block ahead to make sure that you could see that the purple needed to be on the right hand side every time, I'm not going to show you 16 made blocks, but you know how to do it. So let's go and we'll get these done.